Dub Nation, it's Draymond Green. My head coach Steve Kerr joins Willard and Dibs today, right here on 95.7 The Game.
Thanks, Day-Day.
Day-Day!
Keep searching for those mentals.
Well, geez. And can I give you 20 seconds
on
you
can give as much as you want.
Our station, and I love our station.
Me too.
It's my station, it's your station, it's everybody's station. But I saw on our socials, Draymond got a tech for this, SMH. That was our post.
Was that you, Whitley? Did you do that?
I love
Did
Whitley.
Whitley do that? She's listening. She's right there.
And
say it to her face, Dibs.
Whitley, you know I love you.
Say it to her face.
And Whitley, and you're the best in the business. And I don't mean to couch this, but when I saw that, I was sickened. He's going to get a tech for this SMH. Whitley, you know, Whitley's a baller.
She was just shouting out my high school, San Mateo High. That's what SMH.
My fault.
What did you think it stood for?
Shaking my head.
What'd you think?
Whitley Sandretto is a basketball player. She's a baller. She knows better than to say that little action was why he got the tech. SMH. I had to put myself to bed, Whitley. I was angry.
Did you wear your officials' PJs last night?
I wore my stripes to bed.
You did?
Yep.
Your zebra PJs?
Honestly, Mark, what's happened to my profession, it saddens me because now every trip down the floor, there's either a call, should have been a call, or an argument. It's impossible to officiate in the association.
And therefore, we're all SMHing. That's what we're doing on every possession. So are they.
Yeah, I can't believe Draymond would get attacked. SMH.
Can I split the difference with you on
Whitley
this one?
Sandretto.
I know. There you go. San Mateo.
I can't believe she's back there.
You didn't even know the timing.
You caught me.
How many segments does Whitley come in here and actually sat with us?
2 or 3.
Yeah. In
Staff
2
meeting,
years. This is like the 4th one.
Yeah, there's pizza.
And you try to rip her right when she was here for the first time in like a month.
And we have history, too. We go back.
Her first day in the new building, dude.
Yeah,
You just happened to pick this moment.
Welcome her. Thanks for being here, Whitley.
Hi, Whitley.
You're absolutely a huge piece of everything we do. I apologize for my partner's behavior over here.
Don't apologize for me. She and I go back to the time when she was an intern on our show.
Doesn't matter. You always go to history. That doesn't
back
mean
when she was rocking the Khaleesi hair.
Just because you know
young people.
Randy, you don't remember when she was rocking the Mother of Dragons look.
Don't do this, Dibs. Just because you've known people for a long time does not mean that you can just get away with whatever the hell you want.
I remember Whitley back in 1997, okay? Back when she was just a 2-guard eating value
She's
packs.
about the same age as your daughter back then.
Dude, we have somebody working here who's the same age as my son. I just came to that realization earlier today as I was eating pizza.
On the head?
She goes, how old do you think I am?
Okay.
I said,
I didn't know who you were talking about.
You got to be like 27, 28. She goes, I'm 22. And I said, I got a kid who's 22.
You said, I'm going to excuse myself.
I don't love the young people. I mean, Jesus.
Oh, gosh. Anyway.
Where's your Capri Sun? 22.
Let me split the difference on this.
Please split it.
If you want to just spotlight the act, of course it's a stupid technical foul. But that official is not spotlighting the act.
Right.
This is actually a microcosm of exactly what the league just did to Draymond. If you want to just make it about the last 5 minutes, sure, you have a point. But I'm sorry, Draymond, that's not the way life works. People aren't going to do that for you. Your history, your resume matters. And in 4 minutes of time, real time, Draymond had built quite a resume with that ref last night. He was riding him for 4 possessions, and he wouldn't stop talking. And while that doesn't offend me, the fan, that's the way it works. So I don't know. Sometimes I would love to have this conversation with Draymond Green. Draymond, you get accepted because, well, that's just Draymond being Draymond. We accept you for being you. I wonder if you could accept the technical foul process being the way it is. So if you're going to shrug your shoulders and be like, this is me, take it or leave it.
Right.
Can't the officials do that too? This is the technical foul process.
This is us.
Take it or leave it.
the thing that fascinates me is, as it pertains to Draymond Green, and we'll get to your phone calls, and I know you're lining up, and I can't wait to hear from all of you, but we talk about Draymond Green and his basketball IQ, and he is a basketball genius. And I believe this to be true, he's one of the smartest basketball players I've ever seen.
I agree.
Why, then, are you unable to understand the dynamic of the ref-player relationship to the point where it costs your team points, it costs you games, it costs your team wins, and it actually costs you guys an NBA championship?
Because this is the non-cerebral part of Draymond. And when I say that, I don't mean dumb. That's not what I mean.
Right.
I mean, this is raw emotion. This is not like when these things happen with Draymond, my view on this, that's not, I don't even know, right brain, left brain. That's not
right.
That's not him going through a thought process. That's what happens before the thought process.
But wouldn't you, as an intellectual being, and he is, in terms of basketball,
No doubt.
I don't know what his SAT score was, and I don't know whether or not he knows about the Iliad and the Odyssey.
He's a smart
he
guy.
seems to be very smart. Wouldn't you try to evolve your game to the point where you're not costing your team through these eruptions? And I don't believe that it's only anger-based.
I don't think that he can. And I don't think he wants to.
Right.
You can't do it. It's just like any addict, right? You can't get healthy until you admit there's a problem.
He's addicting to ref bashing.
He doesn't think it's a problem.
Right.
He can.
But then he comes out in press conferences and talks about how it's a problem.
Because he's playing the game.
Right.
That's lip service.
Sure.
They're all very good at it. Listen to all of them tell you how much the in-season tournament matters. You think any of them had a hard time going to bed last night?
Steph was weepy on the podium.
Oh, man. What is he going to do?
IST title.
What is he going to do without that $500K? I wonder. Oh, wait. He'll make it again tomorrow night with the Clippers in town.
That's like 2/3 of a year for Brock Purdy.
Cash
Or
me
more.
out one
Seriously,
time.
Kevin Dana.
Seriously.
Gucci.
Someone needs an in-season tournament. It's the Niners.
No
It's
doubt.
not the Warriors.
No doubt.
Oh, God. All right, yeah. 888-957-9570. Hey, is it Gaber? Is that what you got? Yeah, Gaber in San Francisco. Hey, Gaber, what are you doing?
Hello, I've been watching your show, listening to your show for years. I never come in here.
Oh, well, I'm glad we're changing that right now.
I love your show. Now, I have 3 quick points to talk about. The first of all, we all blaming the player. That's perfect. They got paid to do the job, and they don't do the job. But we never blame the coach. I mean, one thing is very important. You got some kid like hot hand, like Modi. Why do you take him out? That's first. Second, you challenge in a call. You know it's not going to go through. Why don't you challenge the dunk that it's supposed to be foul for Looney?
You can't.
Yeah, we can answer that one real quick because it was within, it was not a stoppage of play. So that's not a reviewable play, unfortunately. But go ahead. What's your third?
Nobody blame, the coach for that rotation that he does. The second of all, he's getting rid of all the young good player that he is making them be good and let them go to other team because why we can afford it. And we're going to let Starks or whatever Starks' name is going to go next year. Why we can afford it? Why don't you get rid of this 2 big contract and build a young team with Steph Curry, which is he's doing his best and he's earning the money that he got paid for, and start it all over. And third, you said you get Wiggin because Wiggin is on Fox. So what does he do? Fox put more points in the last quarters more than anybody.
Well,
Okay.
right. I understand that. But, Gaber, I think your point's there at the end. Look, Wiggins is certainly, whether he's going to be effective or not in a small sample, he gives them their best chance in terms of guarding De'Aaron Fox. I'll push back on the idea that Steve Kerr gets rid of all the, quote, good young players. I think that's been blown up by what you're watching the, quote, good young players do with other teams. Sorry, they ain't good. But the point that I do think plays and is at the center of our conversation today is the rotational one. And there's a very fair question to ask, which is, has Steve Kerr and the whole Warrior coaching staff, have they gone too far in their faith in the vets? Has it gone too far?
Well, last night would be an example where you could say yes. And in general, I don't think that they've gone too far, but now you're in a spot where you're 2 games below 500 and you blew a 24-point lead and you ended the game without a young player who was the best player on the floor for the first 8 minutes of the quarter. So I think in a small sample, in recency bias, you could say yes. And I wonder what Steve will say at 5 o'clock when he joins us.